Okay, get this. Jude Law playing Vladimir Putin. Paul Dano, an absolutely insane true story about the rise of modern Russia. This movie should have been incredible, right? So, how did it become what one critic called a cinematic snooze fest? Let's dive in.
But first, real quick, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way, you'll always know which movies are worth your time, and more importantly, which ones to skip.
I mean, seriously, on paper, this movie was a guaranteed hit. You've got Jude Law, you've got Paul Dano, Elisa Vikander, and the story is about the totally chaotic birth of post-Cold War Russia. It literally had everything going for it. So what in the world went so wrong? How do you take all that talent, all that explosive material, and end up with a critical dud? Let's break down the wreckage. Okay, to be fair, it wasn't a complete and total disaster. Critics did manage to find a few bright spots. So Jude Law's performance as Putin, it was seen as pretty solid, stern and nasty. But the real standout, the guy who apparently stole the whole show, was Will Keane as the oligarch Berezovsky. Critics raved about his intricate and three-dimensional performance. All right, but here's the thing. A single great performance can't save a film from its biggest problem. And the biggest problem here is it's basically homework. You know that #1 rule of storytelling, show, don't tell? Well, this film commits that sin over and over again. Instead of letting us see the drama unfold, it just talks at us with endless monologues. It's a relentless info dump pretending to be a movie. And a huge part of that problem is the main character. You have the fantastic Paul Dano, and he's totally wasted as a storytelling device. He's not really a person. He's just a mouthpiece for the screenwriters, walking us through historical bullet points. And all that brings us to the ugly part. Because when a film is this boring, the critics don't just dislike it. They get absolutely savage. For example, one critic just came right out and called the film a cinematic TED Talk. Ouch. Imagine paying for a movie ticket and getting a PowerPoint presentation instead. And it gets worse. Another review compared watching it to being trapped at a cocktail party with a know-it-all who won't shut up. Yeah, we've all been there, and it is not a good time. The burns just kept coming. It was called a dull, preachy magazine article. They pointed out its clunky dialogue and blunt sermonizing. Basically, critics just ran out of creative ways to say the movie is a lecture that talks down to you. So, after all that, what's the final call? Do you dare to watch it, or do you just run for the hills? Let's break it down. On the plus side, hey, it works as a handy history primer. You get a solid Putin from Jude Law and a fantastic performance from Will Keane. But the cons list is huge. It's dull, it's preachy, the dialogue is clunky, and you've got a totally blank main character. The verdict, it might teach you something, but it'll probably bore you to tears while doing it. So, this all boils down to one question for you. Forget the critics for a minute. Would you watch a 2-hour movie if you knew it was secretly a history lecture? Is the lesson actually worth the price of entertainment? Let me know. Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you want more explainers that help you decide what's actually worth your time, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.